You know that feeling when you plan the perfect surprise and everything just seems to go wrong? That was my Valentine's Day this year. I had this grand plan for my partner, Alex. I'm talking a romantic picnic under the stars, complete with fairy lights, our favorite playlist, and a homemade dinner. I spent weeks planning every tiny detail. The day started off great. I managed to get Alex out of the house with a clever excuse about a friend needing help. The clock was ticking, so I rushed to the park, my car loaded with baskets, blankets, and a ridiculous amount of food. I found the perfect secluded spot, strung up the lights, and started setting everything up. It looked like something straight out of a movie. I was so proud of myself. Then, the first sign of trouble appeared. Dark clouds started rolling in, way earlier than the forecasts predicted. I thought, no big deal. A little drizzle won't hurt. But it wasn't a drizzle. It was a downpour. A full-on, torrential, soak you to the bone rainstorm. My beautiful setup was ruined. The fairy lights shorted out. The food was getting soggy, and I was just standing there, completely drenched and defeated. I quickly threw everything back into the car, a mess of wet blankets and ruined food. I drove home, feeling like the biggest failure. How was I going to face Alex? I walked in, looking like a drowned rat, ready to apologize for the worst Valentine's Day ever. But when I opened the door, I was the one who was surprised. Our living room was transformed. There were candles everywhere, a cozy blanket fort built in the middle of the floor, and the smell of takeout from our favorite place filled the air. Alex was standing there with a huge smile, holding a sign that said, "Plan B is always better." It turns out, Alex had seen the weather forecast change and knew my outdoor plan was doomed. So, while I was battling the elements, they were busy creating this incredibly sweet and thoughtful surprise right at home. We spent the rest of the evening curled up in the blanket fort, eating noodles straight from the container and laughing about my disastrous adventure. It wasn't the grand, picturesque Valentine's Day I had planned, but it was so much better. It was real, it was messy, and it was filled with so much love. It really reminded me that the best moments aren't about perfect plans. They're about being with the person you love, even when everything goes wrong. It was, without a doubt, the best Valentine's Day ever. What's the most memorable surprise you've ever had or planned? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories. See you next time.